Hi everyone, I am happy to give a presentation on construction of Bode plot part 1, which is my lecture 16 in control systems lecture series. This particular presentation is a continuation of lecture 15. In lecture 15 we have seen how to construct the Bode plot of individual factors present in the sinusoidal transfer function. In this presentation we will see how to construct the Bode plot, resultant Bode plot, using the concepts that we have already understood in the previous lecture 15. So the main learning objectives of this presentation are to obtain the resultant Bode plot of the given sinusoidal transfer function, which is representing the closed loop system. Then to find out the relative stability, gain margin and phase margin of the closed loop system from the Bode plot, and hence assess the stability. We have already determined this from the Nyquist stability criterion. We have already seen what is Bode plot. Bode plot actually consists of two plots. One is log magnitude plot, another one is phase angle plot. How to construct the log magnitude plot, first we will discuss. First of all, we will have to check whether the factors in the open loop transfer function are expressed in time constant form, and then if it is in time constant form, rewrite the expression as a sinusoidal transfer function by putting s equal to j omega. Otherwise, bring the open loop transfer function to time constant form. If at all, if it is not in that form, then rewrite the expression as a sinusoidal transfer function. The next step is to find out the corner frequency of different factors. We have already seen in the previous presentation, lecture 15, that we have corner frequencies corresponding to non-zero pole, that is 1 plus st factor, 1 by 1 plus st factor. Similarly, omega n square by s square plus 2 zeta omega n s plus omega n square factors. So find the corner frequency, nature and slope of the plot of each factor, log magnitude of each factor, and formulate a table as shown below to facilitate us to draw the Bode plot effectively. So what is that factor? Is it 1 by j omega or 1 by 1 plus j point omega, like that? Then corner frequency. Then what is the nature of the factor? Slope of the plot of the factor, slope of the resultant plot. Then find the least corner frequency. Then start the resultant plot with the starting frequency less than the least corner frequency. Because corner frequency is the frequency where the slope changes, that we have already seen when we discussed about the log magnitude plot of 1 plus st and 1 by 1 plus st. So the corner frequency was 1 by t in that case. Slope changes from 0 dB to plus 20 dB per decade in the case of 1 plus st factor, and it changes from 0 to minus 20 dB per decade in the case of 1 by 1 plus st factor. So like that we may have many corner frequencies because we have many factors. Find the least corner frequency. Then take the starting frequency less than the least corner frequency. Since we have to start at that least corner frequency, let us find the gain at the least corner frequency due to the constant gain term, and then zeros and poles at origin. Because these are not the corner frequencies effect, these will not be influenced by the corner frequency effect. Then find the slope of the resultant plot based on the slope and magnitude of the plot due to these terms. Then we know slope changes from one value to another value at every corner frequency. Therefore, take this into consideration and find out how the slope changes in the resultant. Take appropriate scale in a Semilog sheet to construct the overall asymptotic log magnitude plot. Then find the intersection of the plot with log omega axis, and then find the gain crossover frequency. Anyway, these procedure we can understand with the help of an example. Similarly, to construct the phase angle plot, write the expression for phase angle from the given sinusoidal transfer function. Determine phase angle at different frequencies from the least frequency to the highest frequency. Take the same frequencies as we have done it in the log magnitude plot, because we can construct the phase angle plot in the same sheet. Normally Semilog sheet is used to construct the Bode plot. Then formulate a table showing phase angle for different frequencies. Then take a suitable scale for phase angle in the Semilog sheet, as I said. Construct the phase angle plot and complete the phase angle plot with a smooth freehand curve. Determine the intersection of phase angle plot with minus 180 degree and find phase crossover frequency. Then from the log magnitude plot, find gain at omega phi, compute gain margin, phase angle at omega g from phase angle plot, and compute phase margin. Because we have already seen in the Nyquist stability criterion, gain margin is reciprocal of gain at the phase crossover frequency. Therefore, phase crossover frequency we can determine from the phase angle plot or by equating the phase angle expression to minus 180 degree. That frequency, what is the gain we have to see. So reciprocal of that gain is gain margin. Similarly, find the gain crossover frequency corresponding to gain equal to 1 or corresponding to 20 log 1 equal to 0 dB, that is where the magnitude plot cuts 0 dB line. At that frequency, find the phase angle, maybe from the phase angle plot or by equating phase angle expression. I mean determining the phase angle at that omega g. Then find the phase margin. Let us consider problem number 1 to illustrate whatever we have established procedure. So whatever procedure we have established, let us see how to apply the procedure and determine the gain margin and phase margin of the system whose open loop transfer function is given by this. So as per the procedure, first step is we will have to draw the magnitude plot. In the magnitude plot, the very first step we have to check whether this is in time constant form, that is 1 plus st form. Yes, it is in time constant form only. Then find the corner frequencies, that is the second step. Find the corner frequencies. Anyway, yes, it is a polar torsion, no corner frequency. This is 1 by 1 plus 0.1s, therefore 10 is a corner frequency. This is 1 by 1 plus 0.05s, therefore 20 is a corner frequency. So 10 radian per second and 20 radian per second are the corner frequencies. Anyway, 10 is a constant gain term which is independent of frequency, so no corner frequency. So among these two, we will have to check which is the least corner frequency as per the procedure indicated already. So 10 radian per second we have to start. Not 10 radian, at any frequency less than 10 radian, so that we will have an idea about the plot, variation of the plot from the low frequency to high frequency. Let us say we are taking a frequency less than 10 radian per second as 1 radian per second. What is the magnitude at 1 radian per second? We have to find out. See, at 1 radian per second, this 1 by s, that is 20 logarithm of 1 by s, 20 logarithm of 1 by j omega, at 1 radian per second is nothing but your 0 dB. Then 1 by 1 plus 0.1s, 1 by 1 plus 0.05s, they have corner frequencies at 10 and 20 radian per second respectively. Therefore, they will be 0 only till their corner frequencies. Therefore, these two will not influence. This will also not influence at 1 radian because 1 radian per second, because 1 by s at 1 radian per second 20 logarithm is 0. Therefore, only factor which is going to affect the magnitude at 1 radian per second is this 10. 10 is nothing but 20 logarithm of magnitude is 20 log 10 is 20 dB. Therefore, we have to mark 20 dB corresponding to 1 radian per second. Therefore, we have to start the log magnitude plot at 1 radian per second with the magnitude of 20 dB. So, when I start the log magnitude plot at 20 dB corresponding to 1 radian per second, the only factors which are into existence showing some appreciable values are 10 by s. These two have not yet started their effect. 10 slope is 0, 1 by s slope is minus 20 dB per decade. Therefore, the resultant slope is minus 20 dB per decade, minus 20 dB per decade from 1 radian per second to next corner frequency. What is the next corner frequency? 10 radian per second. Therefore, at 10 radian per second, slope changes from minus 20 to minus 40 because 1 by 1 plus 0.1 s changes its slope from 0 to minus 20. Therefore, minus 20 minus 20 is minus 40 at 10 radian per second. Right. Then, at 10 radian per second, the slope is minus 40. After that, then 20 radian again slope changes 20 radian per second. So, it changes to minus 60 dB per decade because the Bode plot is influenced by this factor 1 by 1 plus 0.05 s, whose corner frequency is 20 radian per second. So after 20, this also plays its role. So minus 60 dB per decade. Thereafter, no corner frequency, it remains at minus 60 dB per decade. Therefore, we have to construct the Bode plot on a semilog sheet by taking the minimum frequency as maybe 1 radian per second, and accordingly we have to show the variation of the log magnetic plot at the different corner frequencies. Then we can draw the asymptotic plot. Then corrections we have to do minus 3 dB, minus 6 dB. Why minus 3 dB means corner frequency 0.1 10 radian per second minus 3 dB. 20 radian per second also we have to make corrections of minus 3 dB. Already 10 radian per second means at 20 radian per second it will have an influence of, I can say 1 dB, minus 1 dB. So here 0.05 it is having some 3 dB. So 3 dB and 1 dB, it is not minus 6 dB, it is minus 4 dB. So we have to make corrections of minus 4 dB at 20 radian per second, or simply do minus 3 dB, that's not a problem. Anyway, this we can understand with the help of the plot, because actual plot is done only at the end, so we need not be concerned about this much. So I have plotted a table, I have made a table of all this to understand much better. So what are the factors? The factors are 10, 1 by s, 1 by 1 plus 0.1 s, 1 by 1 plus 0.05 s. In frequency domain I have written by substituting s equal to j omega. So these two, they don't have corner frequencies. This corner frequency is 10 radian per second. This corner frequency is 20 radian per second because this is 0.1, t is 0.1, so 1 by t is 10 radian per second. This is 0.05 is t, 1 plus j omega t. So 1 by t is 20 radian per second. So the nature of this factor is always 20 dB line, that is 20 log 10 is 20 dB line. It never changes its slope, therefore 0 dB per decade slope. 1 by j omega, as far as it is concerned, it is straight line with a slope of minus 20 dB per decade, cutting log omega axis at 1 radian per second. This we have seen in the generalization itself in the last presentation. As far as 1 by 1 plus j omega t is concerned, 0 dB line up to corner frequency. Thereafter, it is a straight line with a slope of minus 20 dB per decade. What is the corner frequency? 10 radian per second. So, up to 10 radian per second, its contribution is 0. Thereafter, it is a straight line with a slope of minus 20 dB per decade. Similarly, 1 by 1 plus j 0.05 omega. So, corner frequency is 20. Therefore, up to 20, it is 0 dB line. Thereafter, it is a straight line with a slope of minus 20 dB per decade. Now, we have to consolidate all these points to have a conclusion about the resultant log magnetic plot. So, when I start at 1 radian per second as 20 dB, I have to start from 20 dB at 1 radian per second with the slope of minus 20 dB per decade, because only this has got slope. This is 0 slope, minus 20. So resultant is minus 20 dB per decade. These two have not yet started their role. So resultant slope is minus 20 dB per decade. At 10 radian per second, this changes its slope. Therefore, resultant also changes its slope plus from minus 20 to minus 20 minus 20 minus 40 dB per decade from 10 radian per second. This factor changes its slope at 20 radian per second from 0 to minus 20 dB per decade. Therefore, resultant also changes its slope to minus 60 dB per decade after 20. Therefore, I can put it in a simple way. Initially, only these two factors up to 10. So, 0, minus 20 dB per decade. After 10, this also plays. So, minus 20 is minus 40. After 20, this also changes its slope. So, minus 20 minus 60 dB per decade. Let us see how to draw the plot with all this information. Before that, phase angle also we can plot. So, different frequencies, I have written the phase angle expression. So, how I have written the phase angle expression? So, from this I can write 10 by j omega into 1 plus j 0.1 omega 1 plus j 0.05 omega. So, when I write the phase angle expression, 10 is 0, j omega is 90 degree, tan inverse of 0.1 omega, tan inverse of 0.05 omega, all with the negative sign. That is what written here, minus 90 minus tan inverse of 0.1 omega minus tan inverse of 0.05 omega in degrees. So, to facilitate the calculation, I have calculated the phase angle at these two terms separately and put them as separate columns, and this is the frequency, right. So, phase angle varies from minus 90 to minus 270 degree when omega is vary from 0 to infinity, right. Now, let us see how to understand the construction of log magnitude plot first. So, we have a semilog sheet like this. So, this is our semilog sheet. This semilog sheet has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 regions, 6 prominent regions for frequencies. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10 prominent regions for gain. Here, if you find the gap between these two and these two, it is not uniform. It is decreasing gradually as per the logarithm. For example, you take log 1, log 2, log 3, log 4, log 5, etc. log 10 means whatever value we get, if you see, log 1, log 2 value difference will be more, log 2, log 3 value will be less, log 3, log 4 value will be still less, like that. Log 9, log 10 will be still less. Then when you go from 10 to 20, again it will be more, 10 to 20, 20 to 30 less, like that it will go. If you take how much centimeter is this total length, that multiplied by whatever we get for that log 2 or log 3, whatever it is, log 2, for example this is 1, 2, then we get how much centimeter. Like that, if you follow the logic, even we can draw your own semilog sheet. That is how the semilog sheet is constructed. So, logarithm is taken along the x-axis, no logarithm is taken along the y-axis. So, no logarithm along the y-axis. That is why it is called semilog sheet. Logarithm is taken along x-axis, no logarithm is taken along y-axis. That means linear scale along y, logarithmic scale along x. That is why it is called semilog sheet. Why semilog sheet is used for obtaining the frequency response that to Bode plot means we should see the variation of the plot from low frequency to high frequency. At the same time, we should know where the slope changes. Where the slope of the plot changes. Further, we have to find out the gain crossover frequency, phase crossover frequency, all that accurately, right, with more accuracy. That is why we should take only logarithmic scale. If we take linear scale, for example, this is 1, this is 10,000 means this will not be 10, right? So, if this is 1, this is 10,000 means this we have to take only uniformly. For example, 1, here 100 means 200 only, then 300, 400 only you can take in the linear scale. Therefore, you cannot mark 10, 20 and all. If I take 1, 200, 400, 600, 800, how to mark 10 and all? That is why we go for semilog sheet in obtaining the frequency response, right. After understanding this semilog sheet, we should know how to take the scale for the Similog sheet. We have already seen we should start the plot from 20 dB. We should start the plot from 20 dB. Further, we know very well that we have three slopes, three change in slopes, that is minus 20, minus 40 dB per decade, then minus 60 dB per decade. So if I take at 1 means I start at 1, this will be 10, 100, 1000, 10,000, lakh, 10 lakhs. Therefore, how to take the magnitude means, I know very well that the corner frequencies are 10, 20. So 10 and 20 are the corner frequencies. Therefore, I should show at least the corner frequencies 10, 20 and the corresponding magnitude. Therefore, 20 means let me take 100. Therefore, at 100, what should be the magnitude we should calculate? If we calculate like that, then we can understand that at 100 the magnitude will be more negative. Therefore, to accommodate that, we can start like this: 20, 10, 0, minus 10, minus 20, minus 30, etc. Suppose we have taken 20, 0, minus 20, minus 40, minus 60, etc. means probably this will be minus 160. In that case, this plot could have been still extended like this. It could have been shown after 200 also. Here it has been shown up to 200 only. 200 or maybe 280 or something like that. So if I want to show up to this, I have to take a scale like that. But that is not required here, because slope is not going to change after 20. That is why I am taking care of at least 100. So that we have to take from the magnitude expression, and we have to guess the magnitude at different frequencies. Maybe even we can use the magnitude expression and we can calculate using the calculator at these frequencies at least up to 100, and what will be the approximate value, that we can find out and accordingly proceed. Take the scale. Right, now we have taken the scale. So next, how to draw the plot? So since this is 0, I am taking a horizontal line. That line I am taking logarithmic omega, log omega. That means this is the frequency scale, and this is my gain. I have already told you how to take the gain scale, 20, 10, 0, all that, by considering the at least 100 as the maximum frequency. So 20, 10, 0, etc. minus 80. So this is gain. That means this is positive gain, this is negative gain. Gain in decibels, that is 20 logarithm of modulus of g of j omega. Right. Now we know very well that at 1 radian per second we have to start at 20 dB. That we have already shown. We have already shown at 1 radian per second. At 1 radian per second, it is 20 dB. So we have to start at 20 dB. That is why I am marking at 120. I know very well that up to corner frequency 10, slope is going to be minus 20 dB per decade. What does it mean? If I am taking at 120 means at 10 it should be 20 minus 20, how much? 0. Therefore corresponding to 0, corresponding to 10, you mark a point and join these 2 points. So that is what shown with the red highlighted color. So this is the initial slope of the log magnitude plot. From 1 to 10, influence is due to 1 by s term only. So 1 by s has got slope minus 20 dB per decade always. At 10, we know 1 by 1 plus 0.1 s comes into picture, because it changes its slope to minus 20 dB per decade. So minus 20 minus 20 is minus 40 dB per decade. So at 10, it is 0. Therefore, at 10 it is 0 means at 100 it should be minus 40. That is minus 40 dB per decade. Am I right? At 10 it is 0 dB means at 100 it should be minus 40. Then only if we join minus 40 dB per decade. But fortunately, it is not minus 40 dB per decade up to 100 radian per second, because next corner frequency comes at 20 radian per second. So that 20 is only marked here, 20 radian per second. So if we have joined up to 100, that portion you remove, then have the slope, have the plot only from 10 to 20. 10 to 20. Otherwise, if you take this will be 12 dB. That is, for 2 times increase in the frequency, there will be 12 dB drop, minus 12 dB per octave. Similarly, if you see here, this minus 20 dB per decade is equivalent to minus 6 dB per octave, because this is 1, 2, it is 14, that means 6 dB reduction, minus 6 dB per octave. Minus 40 dB per decade means minus 12 dB per octave. That way also we can do. So at 10, 0, therefore 20 it is minus 12. Like that also we can mark. Otherwise, up to 100 you mark, join minus 40 up to minus 40, then remove that portion. Okay. Now we have done up to this. At 20 radian per second, the slope again changes from minus 40 to minus 60, because next factor 1 by 1 plus 0.05s comes here. Therefore, minus 40 to minus 60 means at 20 I have minus 12. Therefore, at 200, minus 12 minus 60, right? Minus 60 dB per decade. Therefore, corresponding to 200, I have to have minus 72. That minus 72 only is marked here. So put this point, then mark the point, then join these two with a straight line, then extend till the end. So that is going to be the asymptotic plot, log magnitude asymptotic plot. So I will explain again. Start at 1 radian per second. So it is going to be minus 20 dB per decade only, because the factors influencing the slope is only one, that is 1 by s. So 20 will not influence, the gain will not influence, constant gain. At 10 radian per second, slope changes from minus 20 to minus 40 dB per decade. So draw the straight line with this slope up to 20 radian per second. After 20, the slope should be minus 60 dB per decade. Thereafter, it remains at the same slope because no other corner frequency. That is the highest corner frequency. That is why I said at least up to 100 you show in the magnitude plot. Here also I can say at 20 minus 12 means next to octave 40. So if you see at 40, it is minus 30. So minus 12 minus 18. That means minus 60 dB per decade is equal to minus 18 dB per octave. Like that also we can plot at 40 minus 30. Then join, it will be same only. Anyway, I am saying all this for better understanding. Now I have drawn the asymptotic plot. It is only approximation. How to draw the actual plot? We have to make corrections. How to make corrections are at 10 radian per second, 1 by 1 plus 0.1 s influences an error of minus 3 dB. Then 1 by 1 plus 0.05 s, 1 octave below the corner frequency is 10. That also influences 1 dB. So totally 4 dB corrections we have to make. At 10 at least you make minus 3 dB correction. Then 1 octave below this corner frequency is 5, whatever is that, 1 dB correction you make. 20, this factor 1 by 1 plus 0.05 s influences minus 3 dB. This factor 1 by 1 plus 0.1 s influences minus 1 dB. So minus 3 minus 1 minus 4 dB. That is what I have said in that slide. Actually this is also minus 4, this is also minus 4. Right. Then after marking this point, maybe this point and this point, join all these points with a smooth freehand curve and try to join that with this and this. This is the actual plot, whatever is shown in the black color. Now where this cuts, the asymptotic plot cuts the logarithmic axis, that is 0 dB line, that is the gain crossover frequency, because gain crossover frequency is the frequency at which the gain is 1. Gain 1 means in Bode plot 20 logarithm we are doing, therefore logarithmic scale 20 logarithm of 1 is 0 dB, therefore 0 dB line at the frequency is 10. Suppose we are interested to know the gain crossover frequency corresponding to actual plot also we can do, it is closer to 8 radian per second. Anyway, it is left to the individual whether to take asymptotic or the actual based on the accuracy desired. Right. So now we have understood how to draw the magnitude plot. Similarly, we can draw the phase angle plot. Anyway, I have not drawn the phase angle plot. I will explain that with some other example in the next presentation. Before that, let me explain how to determine the gain margin and phase margin. So to determine the gain margin and phase margin, I need gain crossover frequency and phase crossover frequency. What is gain crossover frequency? Just now we have determined where it cuts logarithmic axis 0 dB line. So that is 10 radian per second. So find the phase angle at gain crossover frequency. That is the procedure now in the Nyquist stability analysis. Find the phase angle at the gain crossover frequency, that is unit circle where it cuts. Find the phase angle. That phase angle is minus 162. This is the phase angle expression. This is the phase angle expression. Probably we might not have calculated this in the tabular column. That is why I am using the expression. Minus 162 means it is less negative than minus 180. So subtract 162 from 180. That is the phase margin. This we have already understood in the Nyquist. Same thing we are doing using the Bode plot. That's all. So phase margin is 18 degree. Even we could have obtained this from the phase angle plot, but that is not at all required. Straight away we have done. Then we want phase crossover frequency to determine the gain margin. For that, phase angle expression should be equated to minus 180 degree. This is the phase angle expression. I have equated to minus 180 degree. So this minus 90, when it goes to the other side, it is minus 180 plus 90 minus 90, multiplying throughout by minus 1, then taking tangent, tan of a plus b formula, tan a plus tan b by 1 minus tan a tan b. So that frequency is actually called the phase crossover frequency omega phi. So tan 90 is infinity. Therefore denominator should be 0. So if we simplify, phase crossover frequency is 14.14 radian per second. Therefore at 14.14 radian per second, I should find out the gain. So Nyquist, what we have seen at phase crossover frequency, that is where it cuts the negative real axis, that is the Nyquist plot, where it intersects the negative real axis, there you find out the gain small a and reciprocate it. That is okay in the Nyquist. But how to do it in the Bode? So at 14.14 we have to find out the gain. So at 14.14, so I know this is 1020, therefore what is 14.14 we have to approximate. At 14.14 it is minus 6 dB. That means this is your A gain, but I want 1 by A. I want 1 by A. So in logarithm 1 by A means 20 logarithm of 1 by A, which is minus 20 log A. That is, instead of 20 log A, I have minus 20 log A. Therefore what I should do is, if this is minus 6, minus of that, so plus 6 dB. If we have got at phase crossover frequency as 6 dB means this should have been minus 6 dB. That's all. So gain margin is 6 dB, phase margin is 18 degree, both are positive, therefore the system is stable. That I have not written. So system is stable, we can write.